join you from Northwest Stadium, just outside Washington, D.C.
Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. Kickoff just moments away. Charles, quickly, keys to the game.
For me, it's coaching. Who prepared his team the best going into this one to give them the confidence to believe that they would win the game? That's who's going to come out of this one on top.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that's not going to be returned, as so many kicking teams elect to do. This is past the landing zone, and we'll start at the 30.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30.
They're going to get this outside. Oh, this could be a double pass.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. 16 yards on the game's first play and a quick first down. At the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
It went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that play.
Well, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he was a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
Here's 2nd and 7.
That one caught out wide by Julio. And he'll be out just a yard or two shy of the 30. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in third in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
Short throw, it's Higbee. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Call that a very strong gain of 24.
Boy, no problems getting down the field here on this opening drive. They've looked really sharp in the early going, and they've come up with some big plays already. Here's another that's going to set up 1st and goal.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. Only a yard in the completion. It's 2nd and goal. And he's already got 2 catches on the opening drive. They know he's going to be a handful.
And sometimes you game plan for that offensively. You want to make sure that guy touches the ball. And sometimes it just happens naturally. And then you change your game plan. When he has the hot hand, you keep going back to him because he's running routes with confidence as the game goes on.
They'll wind up losing a yard on the play. And now we've got a 3rd and goal situation. To throw again is Griffin. Flushed out right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
And how about the coverage here in the end zone? That's how you frustrate a quarterback. You get pressure on, and you take away all of his receivers, and he's got to throw it away on 3rd and goal.
And on their first drive, the offense staying out there. They're going to go for it on 4th. They'll try and throw for it with Griffin. And it's caught. Touchdown. Andre Johnson. A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Commanders' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. Is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now a run. Here's the rookie from Penn State. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4.
Brandon, to me, what's important right here on this drive is for them to get at least 2 first downs. They've got to give their defense a chance to settle down, catch their breath a little bit after they give up a touchdown on the opening drive.
Now Griffin. Drops this one off to Portis. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. 7 yards there and a first down. We'll see what kind of mindset they have here offensively after giving up the touchdown on the opening drive.
And based on our time with them, prior to this game, I feel like they've got a good mindset going in. In fact, the discussion that we had with the coaching staff was, we may give up some points in this game, so offense has to be ready each and every time to either equal or try and get us ahead and try and keep us ahead. This is their chance to respond to that first touchdown given up.
Now a 2nd and 10. Perry. Room here to run. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. That one 28 yards on the ground.
I love football lingo and the evolution of it all. Nickel defense makes sense, right? 5 defensive
DBs.
backs. But then you go to 6. What are you going to call that? And they call it a
Double
dime.
it.
A dime, which is just very simple for them. The math doesn't add up. But I know one thing. Offenses love to run against dime defenses. Typically, the bigger guys have an advantage against the smaller defensive backs when they're blocking downfield.
Yeah, we saw that advantage right there. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting walked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
And he winds up getting only a couple there, down to the 29.
When we talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
So the completion good for 6 yards. And that'll bring up 4th down. Going quickly out to the right side. And he'll go out of bounds inside the 15-yard line. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side.
Well, the field goal attempt was well in hand. They had that, but they decided to go for it anyway. Extreme confidence, it looks like.
Yeah, but I bet the defense is going to remember this one, right? They kind of rubbed their nose in it.
So this drive going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. On the option, here's Griffin.
And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Anytime you decide to use your quarterback as a runner, most of the time when you design a play, you're expected to break a little bit bigger than this one because when you run him on short gains, your risk-reward and him taking hits, I'm not sure that's the payoff they were looking for.
Looking for London on the out route complete.
And he's able to get this down to the 5-yard line before he's out of bounds.
3rd and 2.
After 7-0 on EA Sports.
The score, Commanders 7, Commanders nothing.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
And he'll take this goes into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. A 5-yard touchdown run.
And the Commanders are an extra point away from evening this one up.
Extra point right down the middle. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away.
And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. So both of these teams, Charles, coming off touchdowns now. This offense, they just had to stand on the sideline, watch their opponent offer a really impressive drive to reach the end zone.
Yeah, and I think you're not telling yourself the truth if you don't think there's some one-upsmanship going on right now, because they just had their touchdown answered by a drive of double-digit plays that also found the end zone. Now they want to do something even more impressive to answer that one.
It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. And that's complete to Gates.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or two shy of the 30. Something we're seeing more of with the rise of the run-pass option. A legal man downfield, and that's going to back him up.
Here's 3rd and 7.
Jones has it. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line. Tackled there.
A gain of 14, 1st down Commanders.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two have connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
In Washington territory now. Here's 1st and 10, right at the 40. Caught by Gates, left side. Dropped at the 35, so able to display his strength, but not much room to operate.
Well, the strategy was evident there. Get it to your tight end and make it a one-on-one play with a cornerback. Who's usually going to win that one?
The tight end, but not there.
Not in this situation. How about the corner defeating that logic and making a really nice tackle?
2nd quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game.
From the 35, here's 2nd and 6.
Caught on the right side by Jones.
Down the sideline he goes.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Julio Jones. 35 yards.
And Washington has taken the lead.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that makes the score 14-7.
Washington kick team back out there now as they will send this one away. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. They trail a one-score deficit, 14-7, as they come up 1st and 10. And it's complete to Antonio Gates. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. Here's Griffin. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it.
Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. Actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
Completes it to Perry.
Takes this to the 32, maybe the 31, and then the defense rallying quickly after that broken tackle.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. He's got his man, London, right side.
And he is out of bounds inside the 30. Give him 6 yards, and they do convert on 3rd.
That time the conversion comes courtesy of the RPO.
And know what it did? It moved the sticks. Nice pickup on 3rd down. Even better decision.
Griffin will throw again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Perry. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll be 2nd down.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
To throw is RG3. To the sideline, and oh, that's well done. Able to drag the feet. He's going to have the 1st down. 4 yards on the pickup, good enough to extend the drive.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
And effective running here. He'll take it down inside the 10.
Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4.
The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
Well, that was a unit that understood exactly where the 1st down marker was, handed it to their guy who could run it, created some space, and he got there.
Now they send a running back in motion right. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete.
Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout,
as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Back at the 5-yard line now, 2nd and goal. Now Griffin. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's 3rd down.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
A big play forthcoming. Here's 3rd and goal.
Here's Griffin to throw. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. So it's been a long drive. They've held the ball for quite a while. Now what do you do here?
Well, to me, at this stage after this drive, this close to the goal line, 3 points would be a letdown. I'm going for it here.
So a long drive gets them down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense.
And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Second and 10.
Griffin. Oh, a ball batted in the air, and now it's intercepted.
Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Commanders are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, Charles, so close to halftime there. You throw the interception. Not only that, you do give it to them in plus territory as well.
Yeah, they were pushing real hard to try and get something more on the board on their side of the ledger right before the half. Looking at it with 20/20 hindsight, though, might have been better to hand it off a few.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Commanders will take over possession here up at the 44.
The Commanders take over first and 10 at their own 44-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range.
After the interception, here's Griffin. He's got his man, Gates.
Look at the big fella go.
Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gates in the final seconds of the first half.
And the Commanders will extend their lead here just before halftime.
Point after, right down the middle. And that makes it a 21-10 game.
So not much time to work with here. 9 seconds remain in the half as this one is away. And able to break this out all the way to the 38-yard line. Great return.
Final play of the half. It's Griffin. That's complete to his running back, Portis. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
And we will not see a return of the dynamic kickoff. And the first drive of the second half will commence from the 30-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And right out of the gate, they face what you'd think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Now it's Griffin. Sliding out of the pocket.
Little short pass here to Hill. He's across midfield.
And down right around the 37. The extra effort after the catch makes it good for a gain of 26 and also a first down. RG3 outside of the pocket. You know that's where he can be really dangerous with the feet or here the arm.
And that scares defenses in a big way because his ability to break ranks and still make big throws, or as you suggested, take off and go, how do you defend that when he's on his game?
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
His back has been a dependable safety valve all game, so he went back to him when his first read was covered. Just unable to connect, so the play results in no gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Griffin. Gates with the ground.
And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 23.
They give them 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Throwing again, Griffin. Under pressure, and down he goes. They sack him back at the 36. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Here's Griffin. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Another attempt, another incompletion, and when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long gain or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points, and the guys who can...
He's got a man, complete. And this is taken in for a Washington touchdown.
Antonio Gates, 36 yards.
And the Commanders have cut it back within a score.
He was able to move around and found some vision to throw the football. And how about how he ended it? Boy, he had some zip on that throw.
Yeah, it doesn't hurt to have an arm like that. Results in the touchdown here. Great play offensively. And he will get into the end zone to cut the lead down to a single point.
Kick team out there for the Commanders as they send this one away. And no run back here. That's going to be a touchback. And we'll bring it out to the 30-yard line. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. But Charles, they still have the lead despite their defense giving up a touchdown on the previous possession. And even though they have that lead, it feels like a back-and-forth ball game where to try to get momentum back, maybe they need at least 3 here on this drive.
I think you're right about that, Brandon, because your game plan doesn't change. But I do believe your urgency does because of the last score that went against your team. So what you want to do now is have your own drive and try and make sure that that momentum stays in your camp.
And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Griffin. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. The first down line at the 34 here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Griffin.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
Touchdown, Washington. Antonio Gates, his 2nd touchdown of the night. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point right down the middle. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they look up and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, and I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
Now it's Griffin. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on first down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. Operating from the gun. Griffin got his man complete over the middle. It's Perry. And they'll get him down here at the 23. Fourth down. Here's RG3. And it's incomplete. They cannot.